Alright, YouTube. Have to excuse the video quality here a little bit. I'm doing this by myself on an iPhone. But what I'm going to show you here is how to repair some internal damage to the door panel here. What happened is I recently got the car tinted, and what you may or may not be able to see here is this bulge right here. So when the tinter was putting my door panel back on, he obviously installed something incorrectly. So what we're going to do is remove the door panel, and we're going to correct this issue and reinstall it back. This issue is caused by a guide pin that was not correctly inserted into a hole into the metal door, and instead it's bent either up or down, and it's causing this bulge here on the interior panel. So very disappointed, to say the least, but obviously when something like this happens, you don't really feel comfortable bringing the car back to the same guy that did this, and I'd rather take care of it myself and know it was done right. So here's what we're gonna do. Let me show you the tools that are required here. Again, apologize a little bit for the video quality, doing this myself on one iPhone. Okay, so the tools you're gonna need are right here. Harbor Freight trim toolkit. It's a molding tool set. I'm really using just one piece out of here to pop some rivets, and that's about it. You're gonna need a little pick, will be helpful. You could also do it with a screwdriver potentially, and a Phillips head screwdriver. And I'm using this little box to support the door panel on when I take it off, because there's some things that need to be disconnected inside, and instead of holding it, I just set it on the box. All right, so here's what we need to do. We need to pop open this panel here. There's one screw under there. Then we're gonna pop open this switch cover here, and there's one screw under there. We're gonna remove this trim piece that just pops off by pulling on it, and that's pretty much it. Then you start releasing all the clips by going around the door and pulling with your hands, and you're gonna release all the pins that are in there and pop the door off. Okay, so then you just lift it off, and we'll take it from there. Okay, it's a bit finicky here, but essentially what you're doing is you're reaching inside here with your pin and with your tool, and you're trying to pop it out. It's just held on by clips. There's no screws or anything like that. There's I believe 3 clips there, and you're just trying to pull on it and pop it out like you would any other internal piece there. So these are just the clips that hold it on. No big deal. Let's set that aside. Okay, and I hope you probably can't see it, but there's just one Phillips head screw in behind there, and we've exposed it, so no big deal. Take it out now. Okay, just a screw. It's kind of a self-tapping screw, but there's a plastic receptacle there where it goes in. Let's set that aside. Now we're gonna have to pop off the switch trim here. So let's see if I could get you a better view of that. It's kind of tricky to give you a view here, but essentially what we're gonna do here is we're going to start prying here from the front and work our way back. There we go. Then we'll use our hands, and it should just come right out. When it comes out, there's a couple of things to unplug. Pretty self-explanatory. Squeeze the tabs, pull out the plugs, and you're good. Let me set you aside one more time. Apologize for the view here again. I don't have any special equipment. I'm just using my phone here. Okay, so we've unplugged 2 wires here, and here's the switch gear from the front passenger door. The driver's side works exactly the same. Okay, now that we've unplugged that, we've revealed a screw here that needs to come out. Here it is. Set that aside. All right, so now we'll move on to all the handiwork here. Okay, first step is pop open this corner piece. It just comes off with by pulling on it. Okay. One thing to note is that there is a real kind of clip back there that should be released with a little tool. I'll show you that in a second. Here's the tool, just a regular old panel tool, and it's part of the set that I bought from Harbor Freight. And actually, what I'm going to do to make my life easier is I'm going to drop the window. Okay. Oh, well, lucky for me, my tinter didn't plug this plug in either. Like, I guess he was trying to make my life easier knowing I'd be redoing this. Okay, so what I'm doing is just looking for a handhold on the bottom here to start popping the clips. Oh, there we go. Okay, and you want to go around the door from the bottom here. And the reason for that is because there's a channel here, and the door kind of hangs on it, so you're not going to be able to just pull this straight out. Instead, what you need to do is grab your handy box and prepare it to place your door panel on. Okay? So here we go. Gonna do some more pulling here, some lifting, and just feel around. Okay. Now that the door is off here, let me show you a couple things inside here. Okay. So what we have is the cables going to the power lock and the lock release. That's these two. We have a cable coming here. I believe that's for a light. And this is the cable we released earlier. There's also at the bottom there, there's a cable, another cable for the light. So what you would want to do is release all those to take the panel off, okay? And let me see if I can show you that. This is the guide pin right here. That was bent all the way out. I just unbent it. But that pin that's right in the middle, right under this channel here, it's supposed to go in this door, in this hole right here in the door, I'm sorry. And he didn't do that. And the reason he didn't do that is because in order for that pin to go in this hole, this channel here has to come out. And it takes a bit of doing to get it off. So let's go ahead and disconnect these. Hopefully recording this correctly. What you want to do is just disconnect all these cables, okay? And I'm doing it one-handed. So hoping that it shouldn't really be that difficult. Let's see. And I dropped my phone. Well, that didn't work well. So, my last words were what? Shouldn't be that difficult before I dropped the phone. I don't know, is that karma or what is that? Okay. So I popped the door off. It's all very easy once you disconnect the lock and the door handle, the light that's in there. The only piece I would suggest here is the bottom light that goes in here. What you want to do is don't take it out before you take the panel off. Once you have the panel loose, just push it inside and then disconnect the wire. It's very easy to do. You'll see it once you have your panel off. Okay. And you could see how bent this little guide pin right here is. So that's essentially what's causing all of our difficulties. Okay, you can't get that guide pin in the hole in the door without taking this whole channel off. And the way you would do that is by releasing these metal clips. So all you have to do is you push down on the back side of them. Okay, you push down on the back side as you're pulling. So push and pull. This one is unique in that you need to reach in there, and that's what this tool is for. Okay, so this one's a bit unique because you need to get behind there. There's no way to push from the top. All these other ones you have access from the top, and for all the other ones, all I do is take this tool, push on it, and pull. Okay, so let me do that now. All right, channel is off. So in order to replace this door panel properly, you actually place this on the car, on the door frame, and then you pop the door panel back into it. If you do not do that, you'll never get that guide pin in, and you'll have the exact same bulge and exact same problem that my tinter ended up with, that now I'm fixing. Okay, so let's go place this back on the door. And before that, what we're gonna do here is just use our finger here to try to straighten this out. Okay, so that we could get that back inside the door frame. All right, first world problems. Let's go put the channel back on the car. Okay, hopefully you can see this. So obviously the felt side of this thing goes towards the window, right? That only makes sense. So you snap it right back into place. And then when you go to install your panel will have to snap right back into these clips that are on the channel. Okay, this is the only way to ensure that your guide pin can make it into that hole. If you do not do this, you will have the exact same problem I did. Now it's just a matter of reconnecting our power lock and the door handle and the light and the bottom light. Okay, this is the actual bottom light, and it just pops in very easy. There's a little tab on the end to release it. Super easy. You won't have any trouble with this one, so I'm not going to bother showing you that. So again, the hard part is going to be reconnecting. Everything is easy. The hard part is getting it snapped on here. Okay, and what you want to do, the other thing, is make sure that all the clips that you had went with the door panel. None of them stayed in the door here. You want them in the door panel, and it looks like that's what we have in this case. Okay, so let me get everything reconnected and start snapping the panel back in. Hopefully I can show you that process. Get our box, place our panel on it, and then go to town reconnecting things. So again, I apologize for the quality here and the fact that you can't see what I'm doing. I asked my wife to help here, but she's with the baby, so I'm not going to be able to assist this time like she did last time. All right. Okay, so we have our lock reconnected, tested to make sure it works. Have our door handle reconnected, test that. Next will be the light that's in there. I think you saw that go on, hopefully. Okay. And what I'm gonna do is just try to hang this panel. Oh yeah, see, he broke one of the clips. Shoddy work. What are you gonna do? Okay. What I'm gonna try to do is just hang on to this while I fish out this lower light wire and reconnect the lower light. And I'm gonna, as you can see, do it one-handed. So this is not the item that's gonna cause you a lot of problems. And it could snap in just fine from the outside. Okay, that's in. Let me fish out my wire for the lock. Okay, so we know what caused the problem in the first place is that guide pin, right? So obviously what we're gonna do is make sure that that guide pin's in. That's the critical. Next, we're gonna line up all the tabs on the channel with the respective holes in the door. And I like to start from the back and move forward and snap everything in. Looks like we have good contact. I'm checking in here to make sure my screw holes lined up. Checking in here to make sure my screw holes lined up. And it looks like we're good. So now it's just a matter of going around the door and snapping everything back in. Okay. Looks like we have good contact on everything. So we're ready to wrap up. Panel snaps in the corner here. Nothing to that. Then we take our screw, first screw. We're gonna put it in here. And just snug it up. Don't go nuts. This is metal and plastic, all right? Just snug it up. Take our next screw. And snug this one as well. Okay, we're gonna take our panel, plug everything back in. And we're gonna snap it back in the reverse place, starting from the back to the front. Okay. And the last piece is the little garnish here that goes behind the handle. Just drop it in there and go ahead and get it snapped into place. All right, now you guys are experts on 2008 Lexus LX570 door panel replacement. Driver's side works identical, and I believe there's been no changes really, even through 2017. It's pretty much the same. Okay, so if you have a Lexus LX570, you know what to do in case your tinner messes up. Good luck.